I've been watching a lot of Mr. Robot recently, and they talk a lot about like, oh, the bugs of society. They're all bugs, and I'm like, oh, okay, man, cool.
Is there something
Cool.
in the water? I feel like a lot of people have been rewatching Mr. Robot recently.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi?
It's on Tubi.
It's on
It's on
Tubi.
Tubi.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, okay, if it's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi. It's on Goob.
I don't know how to describe that. Like Tubi is like, I don't know.
What about not to
it's
be?
just like it's like the $3 DVD bin at Walmart, but in like a
Tiago,
good
thank
way.
you. Tiago, thank you.
You know.
No, I unironically, right before this call, I was just surfing Tubi for movies. I watched Escape Room with character, not a single character I can know, not a single actor, and that's good. I like movies that way.
I fucking traumatized Tiago by being like, okay, you want to come over? We're watching the Taylor Swift Eras Tour docu-series.
What? I had fun.
Yeah, we learned things.
I'm a simple guy. You put something in front of me that doesn't suck, and I'll probably watch it.
That's fair. I was like, this is my Valentine's Day activity.
Good shit.
Yeah.
I was also there for the Indian food, which was very nice.
Yes. That was the original impetus for this, was I was like, I'm getting Indian food and watch a movie, and Tiago was like, I want Indian food. And I was like, okay, but I will be watching a movie.
Yeah, you said you were watching a movie, and then later said, hey, full disclosure, we're going to be watching the Taylor Swift
the
docuseries.
movie I'm watching is the Taylor Swift docuseries. I should have just told you immediately, but I was like, oh no, I'm cringe. But then I was like, wait, I should just fucking tell him. Who cares?
Rose, I don't think you're cringe for watching the Taylor Swift docuseries.
I thought it was interesting.
I learned some stuff. I learned how tall Taylor Swift is.
The answer is pretty tall.
Yeah. I also, I have poor working memory when I'm not on my Vyvanse, so I don't remember much of that docuseries except for I think I like the dancers.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. A lot of it was about the dancers, so totally reasonable.
Perfecto.
We should record.
Yeah, I'm getting my notes. I don't have notes. I just have the book open in front of me so that when we start looking at it.
No.
Yep. I mean, I take my notes within my reading app. It has like a little note-taking feature, so I just put them right in there. So it's all in one place. And then obviously I have my usual podcast organization docs here. So
I have a folder of all of the shit that I took notes on, and I think we should release it on Patreon because I think I'm fucking funny.
I know other Patreons that do that, where they're like, if you listen to the show, you just get the show. But if you back the Patreon, you can get our notes, our organized like copy of our notes kind of thing, which I'm not organized enough with my notes for those to probably be useful to anybody else, but yours might be, Rose.
Mine are.
I think yours would be.
Mine are something.
Release
Although
The problem is
of
that once you do that, then you feel like you have to do it.
Well, I'm doing it anyways, so. I mean,
I know,
the end
but
of the Moai Island puzzle, I just got so excited that my chapter 5 notes is I'm right and Tiago was wrong, I'm right.
What the fuck? That's crazy, actually.
And then at the end, I did a thing where it was like takeaways, and the takeaway is I am right.
I thought I was cooking until I realized that all my ingredients were wrong. I'm ready to record whenever.
Welcome to Updated Autopsy Report, a podcast from Yotze Ben and Friends, where we read and watch the inspirations behind Ace Attorney. I'm your host, Ben, and with me, as always, are Tiago.
Yo.
And Rose.
Hi.
We're all longtime fans of Ace Attorney. We hope that through our perspectives, it'll reveal new details and provide interesting commentary for all the media we discuss. Our intro music is by Lace, and you can find all her other work at leiss.bandcamp.com. Today, we've all read the first 13 chapters of The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie.
Yay.
How are you, my two gossipy neighbors?
Yay!
Oh, we're the okay, real talk. I was talking to Rose about this book, and part of me was just like, I didn't realize who the main character was until they showed his true name. I thought it was going to be Catherine, the gossipy sister. I thought she solved all the mysteries from the comfort of her kitchen, sipping tea.
I think that
You mean
would
Caroline?
Be fun.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Caroline.
Yes. We meet.
I like her. At first, I was like a little bit annoyed by her because I was like, "Oh, come on!" But I've come to appreciate her autistic swag.
She grows on you. She grows on you because yes, you're seeing her through her brother's perspective, through Dr. Shepard's perspective at first, and he's totally done with her. He's totally done with her at this point. But as you get more and more of her, you realize she might be on something. She might have, she might be keeping tabs on a lot more than you think.
She's cooking and he sucks and is lame. I'll elaborate as we go along.
I don't think he sucks. I just think he's not as cool as his sister.
We'll talk about this in chapter 2.
Okay.
Does anybody here have much experience with Agatha Christie prior to this?
Well, we watched some movies together with
We watched the Orient Express. We watched the Orient Express on the podcast, and we have also seen the entire Hercule Poirot trilogy that Kenneth Branagh did, with him playing Poirot, which unfortunately is not very good in my opinion. And I'm sure a lot of people are...
What do you mean we?
Well, I guess I don't find them very good.
I mean, what do you mean we've now seen? Because I haven't seen shit.
Wait, did we not watch
right.
Death
You weren't here for the third one, weren't you?
The Haunting in Venice?
I was instead in beautiful California with my parents watching the Seven Dials 3-episode special, which I thought had MILF Helena Bonham Carter in it.
This
and
is true. I remember
significantly improved. And also I don't think Seven Dials, like the plot didn't seem like it was very good, so really there was nowhere to go but up.
I'm a little stunned. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I mean,
we've seen.
I guess
we've seen Death on the Nile. We've seen Haunting in Venice. What's the third one?
Listeners,
did we not watch the recent remake of Orient Express? That was the first one that they did.
Listeners, I haven't
with
seen
Branagh.
Any of these.
Okay, so
all 3 of these.
I have extrapolated too much. I know for sure we've watched them all. Within our friend group, it's just you must have been absent for all 3 of those,
I think
and I've forgotten because it's been so many years.
With like, mysteriously corresponding with like my family events, which is kind of a funny coincidence more than anything else.
We've never seen Hercule Poirot and Rose in the same room.
Oh,
makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes you fucking think. No, so
Rose,
I've seen
you could do a better job than Kenneth Branagh directing these movies.
Damn, holy shit!
You know what? I'll accept that. I'll take it.
I'm not a big fan. And yes, I was about to say that I'm sure lots of listeners who are fans of some of the other adaptations of Poirot are yelling at us and being like, "Watch some of the other stuff. Watch it." And don't worry, that's on the list for eventual stuff.
So here's the thing: is that I've seen the other Murder on the Orient Express with the oh my god, who's this fucking guy's name? Oh my lord! I'm looking up a movie. Is it the 1974 movie? No.
Yes, we watched that for the podcast.
I think I watched a different without Kenneth Branagh. Maybe I watched the TV show.
No. The Kenneth Branagh did Murder on the Orient Express in 2017. There's
Okay.
also the Murder on the Orient Express from 1974, which we watched on this podcast.
You know what it is? My friend introduced me to the 90-minute movie-length episode of the television series Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an episode with the murder. That's the one I recall the most. Got it. Because it has Sir David Courtney Suchet. I definitely butchered that last name. But he was the Poirot I remember because he was the most persnickety. Out of between him and whoever portrayed him in the fancy trilogy that we don't like.
Yeah, I mean, Sir David I think it's Suchet. He is considered, I think, maybe I'm stepping on something here, but I believe he's considered kind of like the apex of Poirot portrayals, right, on film.
Yes.
Like, people are like, yeah, he's the guy. He did it. Like, that's Poirot to me. So yes, so some of the David Suchet stuff is definitely on the list for us to tackle at some point. I just figured it would make a lot of sense to get some of the original material.
Yeah.
Now, so that being said, I think this Agatha Christie person might be pretty good at writing. Cause
honestly, she might be onto something.
I do not care for Dr. Sexism, but I'm loving these funny little characters. I'm liking this silly little Animal Crossing town. I like these little witnesses.
Wait, is the doctor sexist?
Yes.
Oh, no one told me.
The doctor kind of tells you.
We will discuss as we progress.
Things
I also
happen.
think we should annihilate the British. I'm so sorry. I do think they should be destroyed. I couldn't figure out what was making me so angry, and then I realized that every time they like talk about like the help or like the servants, I became like irrationally enraged. And I think that's just like something in my like Irish genetics that's like causing me to go insane. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not going to talk about my life in that regard. I just think that, well, they're all annoying rich people, so I'm used to this behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean...
yeah, but I dislike them.
Okay, sure, you got it.
Yeah. We are fully in the upper crust and milling about with those types of folks who are not inclined to pay much attention to people below their station. And that comes up several times here. That comes up several times in this story. So obviously,
it's a real
Christie is quite aware
Father
of that
Brown.
dichotomy.
Oh, you know who did it? The mailman, because no one paid attention.
Yep, exactly. So this is the third novel to feature Hercule Poirot. Again, like many of these stories, it was published serialized originally, and then kind of gathered all up into book format. So, I'll like save, I think, some of like the other stuff maybe for next time, because I didn't want to do too much research to like accidentally spoil myself on the ending for this one. So,
do you not know the ending?
No, I don't know the ending for this one.
Oh my god, you're just as blind as you are. Yeah, you're just as blind. You're just as blind.
Now, here's the thing. I am, since I'm the host here, I am like willing to fall on the sword if it's necessary for the sake of the show, for production reasons. But if I can avoid it, I will. So for now, I didn't do as much in-depth research as I usually try to do, to give like a little history or context around stuff. So if any listeners who are diehard Christie fans and are like, oh, tell this story about how a journalist or reviewer reacted to this, if there's something iconic that you're like has to be mentioned in the history section, you're welcome to ping me about that on social media or whatever. But yeah, I'm going in mostly blind. Aside from, I know the reputation it has. I'm aware that this is considered, one of her most famous works, and I know, like some like a little bit of context around that I'm not going to say, just in case it affects all of your perceptions of it.
Yeah.
And we'll save that for the next time when we get to the ending. So, should I do the summary now? We good with the preamble?
Yeah, we should summarize so that I can go back to getting mad about British people.
Any other thoughts I have? This is the first book we're reading. I think it goes down pretty smooth. I think, Ben, we were talking about it, and you were like, yeah, each chapter goes down pretty smooth. I like it. This book is like drinking a good whiskey.
Yeah. None of the chapters are like too long. It all flows really well. I mean, Christie's prose is like easy to read, it's just but it's not like it's not overly simplified or anything like that either. And she has a real knack for writing characters and giving characters a lot of characterization and like instantly giving you a picture of what they are like within one or two sentences by describing how they react to something. And there's a lot of that in here where you just get like one or two sentences of how, say, Dr. Shepard or Caroline reacts to something. And then you're like, okay, I basically know everything about this character now. Right. So that's kind of fun. All right. Well, the summary then, we meet our narrator, Dr. Shepard, in the town of King's Abbot, where he lives with his gossipy sister, Caroline. We're told of the death of Mrs. Ferrars, a wealthy widow who maybe committed suicide via poison after maybe killing her abusive husband. Before she passed, Mrs. Ferrars was flirty with Roger Ackroyd, a wealthy widower, and at the start of the story, he invites Dr. Shepard to dinner. There we meet the rest of our cast of eventual suspects. Roger's sister-in-law, Cecil Ackroyd, her daughter Flora, who is engaged to Roger's stepson, Ralph Patton. Keep that in mind. Big game hunter, Major Blunt, Ackroyd's personal secretary, Jeffrey Raymond.
Raymond Animal Crossing.
Raymond Animal
Crossing is here. And the house butler, Parker. After dinner, Roger brings Shepard into his private office and tells him Mrs. Ferrars told him in secret, yes, she did indeed poison her husband, but also someone was blackmailing her over this. So she left a letter with the blackmailer's name, which happens to arrive just then. Roger requests that Shepard leave so he can read it, so Shepard heads home. But later that night, he receives a call from the butler Parker telling him Roger's dead. But when he gets back to Roger's house, Parker claims to have made no such phone call. They run up to the office to check on him and find that Roger has indeed been stabbed, the letter is gone, and there are footprints leading out of the window. Roger's stepson, Ralph, was not supposed to be in town, but is mysteriously seen in a lodge nearby. As all the evidence that begins to accumulate points towards him, Flora desperately calls on Shepard and Caroline's new neighbor, who happens to be the now retired detective, Hercule Poirot. He accepts the job and begins to investigate, noticing a moved chair in the office, Ursula, the recently fired handmaid, who does not have an alibi, and also notes that everyone he speaks to is hiding something during a confrontational dinner. In addition, he finds some new evidence, like a ring in the fountain, a goose quill, and a scrap of fabric. Near the end of our reading, he goes down all the facts of the case with Dr. Shepard, who's been assisting him, and surmises that despite the evidence, he doesn't believe Ralph Patton is the killer.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like smaller interactions going on there between a lot of the other characters. We have inspectors and police officers, and there's interesting conversations going on, say like between Flora and Major Blunt.
And Hector Blunt.
Yep. And there's the sister-in-law and all that. So there's a lot of fun moving parts here. But that's kind of the top level stuff. Yeah. And are there any jokes you'd like to get out, Tiago? You just get them out of the way, put them up front here.
Yeah. We'll get them out before we get to my dissertation.
Anything? No.
Every time I get a blood, it's major. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. I actually like. I think this is like a great example of like, Agatha Christie's like prose, where like when Major Hector Blunt is introduced, she sort of gives a brief description of him and says he's the sort of person that when you'd mention him, people go, "Oh, the big game hunter," or something like that. "Oh, the guy who does that." And I thought that was just like so evocative because like, yeah, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, and then there's like this dude, he's the guy that does this, and you're like, oh, the guy who does this, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like throughout the
also,
story, all the people are like, oh, you're that guy.
You're that guy who hunts big game.
Yeah,
you have all the adventurers
so
and stuff like that.
Like she sets it up, and it just the ball keeps rolling. It's so like a little funny detail. I think he and Flora are my favorite characters because clearly they have some vibes going on.
Yeah, the conversation between the two of them is really fascinating because that obviously adds a little bit of wrinkles to the whole setup here. Because obviously Flora's engaged to Ralph Patton, but yet, those are some interesting conversations she's having there with Major Blunt. And also I do like that even though he's like a very simple spoken man, he's not like portrayed as an idiot or anything like that, right? He's blunt. To be honest, he's just very simple.
He's a man of few words, but that does not mean he is not paying attention.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's some good stuff going on there that kind of keeps you on your toes and prevents you from falling into the trap of like, well, obviously this person's not the killer. I don't even need to worry about it, right? There's because yes, having a big game hunter in there, you're like, well, obviously he's familiar with weapons and whatever, like that kind of thing.
In fact,
so
it is revealed he gave the knife that was used to stab Roger as a gift many years ago. Like, everybody's a little bit suspicious. Just like a little bit.
I think the only person who didn't do it for sure was Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
she was at home.
Because she was at home.
Dr. Sexism was also at home. And I think Flora probably didn't do it. Because why would you intentionally involve Hercule Poirot if you did it?
I mean,
like I'm sorry, even if you're 100% confident in your fit, I would not risk it. I would not go directly and beg for his assistance when other people were like, hey, don't do that. Like, I would just be like, oh, you've talked me out of it, like, no. I would not do that.
I mean, I think it's possible that, like, she did it, but needed to prove that Roger didn't do it. Well, not Roger, Patton. But that's...
his name is Ralph.
Ralph. Yeah, but, like, you do bring up a good point, Ralph. Which is, like, why would you hire the sickest man alive to solve a mystery? I would
provide my assistance to the police, because, like, he's gonna fucking get it. Like, it's fucking Poirot. Like, what are you doing? So I think
Wait, you said you would provide your assistance to the police?
Well, yeah, but, like, the police aren't gonna solve it.
Like a Columbo villain?
Yeah, but the Columbo villain doesn't immediately be like, and now I'm gonna get Poirot in here. Like,
that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
I just think that's an indication.
I did not know that Poirot was in this book. They even went to go on and be like, yeah, his false name is Mr. Parrot or something like that. Poirot. And I was like, huh, weird guy. And then moved on.
See, I was just like, I guess I've been spelling it wrong this whole time.
and then someone was like, oh yeah, by the way, that's not how you pronounce his name. And I go, like the gif of fucking William Dafoe in American Psycho slapping his forehead. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my thesis about this main character though. I gotta get into. I fucking hate this guy.
You hate him?
I think Dr. Shepard sucks.
Should we set up a little bit of like the how they're set like at the start of the story?
Yeah, we should probably do that first.
He's like the narrator, right? He's the narrator. He's the doctor in this small town. He treats everybody. He sees multiple patients a day, but it's a small enough town that he's not overwhelmed with work. It seems like it's relatively light work for a doctor.
Light work.
And then obviously he lives with his sister, Caroline. who is the most, according to him, the most gossipy woman to ever live. And she's so, like, caught up in all of her theories and keeping track of everybody in the town and figuring out who's flirting with who and who did what. And she's always, you know, had her fingers in all these pots kind of situation, but she's never had a murder before. It's all usually relationships and, you know, who cheated on who or that kind of stuff, right? So yes, Dr. Shepard, from his narration, does not have a very high opinion of his sister.
Not?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
We move on immediately. Like, the next chapter is like, okay, who's who? You know, let's talk about people. Let's talk a lot about Roger, because he's the most important person in town. And this is, at first I'm just like, whatever. So his sister, Caroline, tells him her theory that this woman has killed herself, and he's like, well, she didn't leave a suicide note. Because when women kill themselves, they always leave a suicide note because they like the attention.
Oh yeah, that was some sexism.
So he's over already. It's done.
That's it.
Well, that's not it, but that's chapter 2, baby.
That's
like,
true.
Yeah.
We are pretty early in. That's fair. That's
buddy,
fair.
why are you putting the final nail in the coffin? It's chapter 2, but he sure did.
It's also the first nail.
We can keep hammering more nails, though. Let's see, what else do we got here? Intentionally overprotecting Ralph, the rascally stepson. Because he's a nice young man. Not inherently sexist, but a little sus. He just talks about how he doesn't like Flora for, like, no fucking reason.
Flora's very nice.
He doesn't say anything nice about Flora's mother, who sounds a bit overbearing, but again, just the way he talks about her is, like, so ick.
True, yeah, no, he does.
I want to make it very clear, though.
Although the way he talks about the women is just ick.
Yeah.
Not in like a creepy way, just in a like a.
He just doesn't think very highly of them, and they have to go above and beyond for him to even go, yeah, all right. I guess you're you know, fine, right? You know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, barely any of the women in this story meet his expectations. And again, I just want to make clear that's like Christie is very knowingly writing that as well. Oh, yeah. So
this feels
there's some really funny lines that like he at one point he intentionally avoids coming in to see his sister after he returns from you know, the appointment in which he finds that Mrs. Ferrars has poisoned herself. And or at this time, obviously, he does not think that that's what happened. And she's like, you know, where are you? You know, come in here. Tell me what happened. And he's like waiting out in the antechamber, you know, like the lobby of his house or whatever. And she's like, you could have hung up a half a dozen overcoats in the time it takes you to get in here. And internally in his monologue, he's like, she's right. I could have. It's like, it's very fun.
Yeah, no, I like that line
at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a choice, and I can tell that it's a choice she's making for this dude, but I don't have to like him about it.
Oh yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think the thing about him is that, like, he reads to me as the, like, kind of the like assistant who is hiding something from you.
Oh yeah, he's also an unreliable narrator.
Definitely not like it's not like this is the first case in which that, like, oh, the person helping the detective is also keeping a secret from the detective. But, like, we've seen this in, like, all sorts of places, like fucking Ace Attorney, where it turns out Maya Fey did something and she doesn't want to tell us because she's like, oh, that's gonna get us in trouble.
Why, we just had the famous thing with Portopia, like.
Yep. Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
One of the most famous ones.
One of the biggest ones. Yeah.
Well, in that one, that's
precisely
where the assistant is, like, directly responsible, whereas, like, the thing I'm sort of thinking about is, like, where they are hiding a side secret that could potentially reveal what the true murderer was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
and Poirot
Well,
says
now we're
that.
getting
He's
a little
like,
specific.
well, like,
But-
you know,
no,
like,
but,
wake
like,
up
he's-
dead
he's
man.
saying-
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we did talk about that one, yeah, on here too. But yeah, like Poirot says that to Shepard. He's like, yeah, everybody here's hiding something from me. It might be something really small that they're hiding from me. He's like, I know you're hiding something from me too. And Shepard's like, I am. And he's like, and he like kind of just chuckles and they move on and don't actually confront what he's hiding from him. But you know, obviously we know then later that it seems like what that was Shepard going to try to visit Ralph, you know, and find out why he was there, to warn him that, like, hey, you're under suspicion, buddy, and that doesn't quite work out the way they anticipated. So, but yes, Shepard kind of functions as our Watson in a way because it's told from his perspective. He's following the detective around, and he's, you know, occasionally consulting with him, giving him pointers, or even helping him out. In one case, he runs an errand for him and that kind of stuff. So, so yeah, you know, there's a lot of similar, like we're using a lot of the building blocks of previous stories here, but it's fun. I mean, I think I don't think we're supposed to fully like Dr. Shepard. I think we're supposed to find him a little annoying at the same time,
good,
since we're knocking around since we're knocking around inside his head, you know.
I think,
let me out.
like, I do know that he's just like sort of in the way. Like the secret he is hiding may not even be like, oh, who is the killer, but simply just like, well, fucking, if you told me that, I could have probably figured out some other shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he is like intentionally like doing the, like, you know, the boys club, like protecting Ralph kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone in town loves Ralph. Ralph's so great. Whatever Ralph is up to, it cannot be good. He seems a bit too obvious to be the murderer.
No, he's probably like got caught in like a phishing scheme or something.
I think Ralph is bad news, and he is a scoundrel, and
But he's the most handsome man alive in this village. That
perfect. More scoundrelness to have. Get him out of here.
I mean, up until the point at the end of the chapter, the last chapter we read, up until the point where Poirot says, I don't think Ralph Patton did it, I was starting to wonder if, because the story like had so much evidence built up against him, and then Poirot knocked down so much of that, and he's like, well, you know, that's it couldn't possibly him. I almost wondered, are we doing the reverse again, where, you know, oh, well, it's too obvious, so we're gonna go all the way in the opposite way, making it obvious, and then
circle.
it's too obvious again, kind of thing, right? So I was like, oh, maybe Ralph actually did do it, but then Poirot comes out straight and says it directly to us and says, I don't think he did it. I'm like, well, if Poirot says it straight out, then
I mean,
it's probably one of the other candidates. Then,
to be
at this
fair,
point.
if Ralph does it, it doesn't make any damn sense by all accounts, because
right,
none of his motives are served by him doing this and then vanishing completely.
Yeah.
Now, I've made a couple of predictions for myself here.
I didn't make any predictions.
One, I called this way early on. The fingerprints on the dagger will be Roger's.
Oh.
And I suspect that will bear out for me on account of Poirot thinks that it's likely.
Right, because he theorizes like, hey, we haven't found whose prints they are yet. Have you even checked Rogers, Mr. Police? And the police go, well, why would we do that? That's silly.
Check.
And he's like, please go check, and also tell me what direction those prints are facing too, because I want to know if he held the dagger reverse, you know, and pushed it into him, you know.
Gotcha, yeah.
I also think
we're
there's
waiting
a
on that.
moderate chance Ralph is also dead.
Ooh, we have not seen
I
him
think
in a
that's
while.
possible.
No,
I
I
don't know. I'm not 100%, but I think there's a chance he's dead, because you know, he doesn't get the inheritance if he's found to kill his uncle so obviously. So why the fuck would he do? Even a stupid man would probably at least try and like frame somebody else or like cover their footprints or something. Like, you know, even if they do it badly.
Yeah, do you think that the murder was to cover up the blackmailing, or Maybe there's a whole other reason Roger got murdered. Who knows?
There could be a whole other reason he got murdered, but the fact that the blackmail letter is missing does indicate that
It's
might be the
I
case.
suspect that's whoever was in that letter, killed to prevent the name from getting out somehow, right? That seems to be. I don't think that's a red herring, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that is indeed like the primary motivation here. Still, what do we make of Miss Russell, the housekeeper, who came in for an appointment with Dr. Shepard and asked him all about poison?
That was a little obvious, yeah.
Also, our iconic poison returns. Curare.
Curare
is back. What is it? What is the exact quote here? She asks about is there possible to have a rare poison, something nobody's ever heard of, maybe from South America? Death is instantaneous and Western science is powerless to detect it. You mean that kind of thing? Yes. Is there really such a thing? I shook my head regretfully.
Regretfully, Doctor.
Regretfully.
He says, I'm afraid there isn't. There's curare, of course. I told her a good deal about curare, but she seemed to have lost interest once more. She asked me if I had any poison in my cupboard, and when I replied in the negative, I fancy I fell in her estimation.
Damn.
Very funny.
Dude, she was
You're
just
not a cool kind of doctor. You don't have poison.
Low key, she probably just wanted to poison someone completely unrelated.
It would be really funny, right?
Yeah,
there's
she's trying to poison that other lady that she fucking hates. The annoying mother.
The annoying God, what was she referred to as? Like the hag, which was crazy.
Yeah, get notes for literature. If anyone is calling a woman a hag, just keep an eye out,
And not even like a hag / pause.
Yeah, I mean, you'll know if it's a hag / pause.
Yeah, no, there's a tone.
Yeah.
The characters that I like is unfortunately the only one who's not here, Caroline. I think it's very funny to have a character who just sits around, gossips all day, and solves mysteries. I think it's very fun for her to just be. She's like watching her favorite TV drama right now, and she's having a good time. Everyone else is having a bummer time, and she's like, I don't know why everyone's so upset. There's a murder we get to solve. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, she would be a true crime girly in the modern age.
Yeah, I do like how when Poirot's initially hired, Caroline's like, of course we're gonna hire him. It's not like fucking Ralph did it. That's stupid. And I'm like, damn, you weren't even there.
Ralph did it, and they're like, oh, maybe the butler did it. And she's like, the fucking butler. Parker did it? I think not. Absolutely ridiculous. I think she's fun. She hangs out with Poirot a little bit, like, off screen. And Dr. Sexism's, like, very dismissive of, like, her, and Poirot's like, nah, I think she's sick, actually.
Yeah, Poirot's like, actually...
I just realized something. That when Poirot asks Shepard to go, what was it? He asked him to go to the other town and ask about Ursula the maid. That is exactly when he goes and talks to Caroline. So he is trying to get the doctor out of the town, I think, so he can have some uninterrupted time with Caroline, because maybe she's got a little more information than even Dr. Shepard realizes.
Initially, Caroline also, she plays her full, like, heart on sleeve. She's like, we have, like, she tells somebody something, and the doctor's like, oh, you shouldn't have told him that. And she's like, why? He needs to know the truth.
Yeah.
He needs to tell the truth at all times. And I'm like, okay, well, I know what route she's picking in fucking Shinigami Tensei. Like, and then, so she talks to, when she talks to Poirot, she's like, oh yeah, you fucking tell him everything. Why would we need to hide anything if he's going to find the truth?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Surely that is the entire point, and also specifically what Miss Flora requested.
True. I think
Flora's a fun and interesting character. I like her.
I do like her a lot. I like her steadfast belief in Ralph. I like that she's the only person willing to, like, I don't know, dig a little deeper. I think
despite the fact that she's blatantly madly in love with another man, she's still like,
yeah,
I gotta.
It's tough when it's Major Blunt too. That guy's so cool.
He's so cool.
He's so cool. He hunts.
He kind of tries to do the like I'm too old for you thing, like, and she's just like, yeah, whatever, man. I have to marry my cousin.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
yeah, she finds out that Roger left her a good chunk of money, and she's like, I'm sad, but I'm also happy because now I don't have to do stuff I don't want to do for money. Just to like
marry an idiot.
Like marry my fucking cousin. That's not what she says, but like, you know.
Yeah, that's the implication. Yeah.
She's thinking about it. She's doing a big thing.
Well, and then obviously we find that ring in the fountain. Then and Poirot does a little sleight of hand with it too. He's like, "Oh, I couldn't find it. Damn." And then Dr. Shepard's like, "What do you mean you found something?" He's like, "Of course." He's like, "Yeah, I did. I'm not gonna show them I found it."
Well, what he says specifically is that I will not dirty my arm if I do not get anything in return or some shit like that. I love how there's a lot of like little persnickety things about Poirot when he's like walking around the room that like does show that he's the archetypal like detective who has a little something off with him, as like he's going around straightening things on the shelf, putting chairs back in their proper places, or like attempting to.
He crawls around in the shed in the back.
Listen, he could have found something, and he did find something. He found a goose feather, which I still don't quite understand how you take heroin with a goose feather, but
those exotic Americans.
Those exotic Americans are their American drugs. I like the attention to detail of him just being like kind of a little weird, and that's fine.
I do also like when they ask him about money being paid for his work, and he's like, "Well, I do like money.
I love money. Nice. Yeah,
in fact, it's a good friend of mine, but it's not the end all be all. I do also just enjoy solving mysteries too."
It's fantastic.
Yeah, like hey, buy me a coffee or something, man. I'll solve your mystery for you.
Man, he's probably gonna solve it. I don't know who it is. I don't think it's any of the maids, because there was that one suspicious maid who was like who got fired under strange circumstances.
Yeah, strange circumstances. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Ursula, this maid, she's got to be important in some way because she kind of comes in a little late. As far as like the whole story is concerned, at least into our picture, right? But she's got so much suspicion thrown on her because she has no alibi. I don't think she's the killer, but obviously she's related to this in some way.
Yeah, for sure.
She could obviously be somebody's secret lover or something like that, right? Going on here,
Ralph Patton
in a relationship, or whatever, right? I'm not 100% sure, but I think she's got enough, she's been brought up enough here that's like, well, she's related to this somehow. Maybe, an accidental accomplice or something like that, or somebody being used to deflect blame. Those are kind of the classics.
Yeah.
And we're in the high society thing, and there's so many people cheating on each other. So
it's all they really know.
Usually that's like arranged marriages, people cheating, people killing each other, all that stuff. So
they do be murdering
that feels
each
like
other.
An easy bet.
Shout out to that lady who murdered her abusive husband. I simply wouldn't have told anybody.
Yeah, no, I'd keep that shit to my grave.
When she discloses it to Roger, because obviously she's crushing on Roger, and they're like thinking about, marrying, and she's like, "Well, I got to tell you this one deep dark secret I have."
Yeah,
and he doesn't take it well. And then the next day she's gone. So
yeah, you should have kept that shit quiet. If he had
reacted a little better,
just get your shit together, Roger. And he's like, "Oh, it's this guy who's blackmailing her. That's the guy. He's the reason." It's like, no, Roger. She's depressed and she needed your help.
Yeah. Honestly, if someone told me they killed somebody and it was like, kind of justified, maybe I'd shut the hell up. Maybe I'd shut the fuck up. Maybe, Roger. Roger,
I would at
you
least
listening?
take a minute because they are capable of murder, and that's something that I should consider for myself.
That is true. You don't want to let them. You don't want to show your whole hand immediately. You wanna be like, let me digest this. I'm gonna go order some takeout. You want anything? And then you slip to the other room, and then you go, holy shit, they fucking killed somebody.
If Mrs. Ferrars and Roger Ackroyd had gotten together, you better believe anytime she asks him for a favor or something, he's like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes, ma'am. On the way. Yep.
I'll treat you right. I promise. I know what you're capable of.
I feel bad for her. I do feel for her. I miss her. A character that we have not seen on screen. On page. A character we never met. I guess we have seen them on the page, but you know what I mean. Roger, buddy, all you had to do was shut the fuck up. I think you would have been fine. I don't think the blackmailer is someone who is staff. I just think none of them have the spine, and it's definitely not Parker. That's the one thing I know for sure.
I think Parker's up to something, but I don't think it's the murder.
It's gonna be crazy if it is Parker and we're all just completely wrong.
I mean, they're already making it can't be the butler jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
it's a little, you can't. I'm sorry, if you make a bunch of of course it's the butler jokes, then
it's not the
sorry,
butler. But what if we're doing
be the butler?
But what if we're doing a full 360? You know what I mean?
Do a better job. I think she's a better writer than that.
Oh, that's true. I've never met
she's
Christy.
Better than that. It's fucking Agatha Christie. We're not reading somebody's just some random guy's novel. This is Agatha fucking Christie.
Damn shit. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Message fucking receipts. I will not fucking doubt Christie again. I was just like, what if it was who I feel like right now? I feel like Fred Jones in A Pup Named Scooby-Doo.
Uh-huh. Okay. Continue.
Okay.
Me and Ben just both going, uh-huh.
Well,
I'd like to see where this metaphor is going.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet.
So in the cartoon show, A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, he always accuses the local bully, Red Herring, of being the villain, and I feel like I am just accusing the Red Herring right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that crazy of a metaphor, to be honest. It was actually pretty surface level.
No, I think it was more the fact that both Ben and I had the exact same reaction, which was okay.
Go on. Y'all were waiting for me to fucking bury myself with that one. Meanwhile, I, a smart Pup Named Scooby-Doo fan, knew exactly what to say.
I think it was more just hey, okay, where's he going with this one?
Oh my god, I feel like I'm delusional right now. I'm sweating. Christ.
I'm always delusional.
Because of the Poirot miniseries that I saw, I can't imagine Poirot as any other guy but the individual from the screen we saw. But I do need to ask about the double mustache thing. What? Why does he have a double mustache?
Huh?
Do you know?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Did it not say in the book that Poirot has a double mustache?
Is a double mustache like a beard? What?
It's a dual winged mustache. No, am I insane? Did I?
Maybe I missed it. It's probably that. Yeah, I mean, in a lot. I may have missed this specific line. I feel like it maybe only got mentioned once, unless I'm revealing my reading comprehension is lackluster here, maybe. But I don't. Yes, I mean he's had a double mustache. Is I believe yes, just kind of the mustache twirls off into two separate ends. Kind of, it's curled up in two different ways at the end.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like he's a little too persnickety to have such an extravagant mustache. I feel like
sure.
it's a little.
Most portrayals usually just has a mustache, to my knowledge.
That's fair.
And that's just kind of
yeah.
always how I've pictured him. Is just he's just got a big mustache. It kind of curls up. You know, he's got a little curly Q mustache at the end. You know.
Dude, am I bugging? Did I make this shit? I feel like I'm really insane now.
Sorry, I'm googling mustache styles, but all I'm coming up with is like fucking AI mustache slop. So let's keep podcasting instead.
Okay, good news. The reason I thought I had to type into my fucking computer, and that did show up on the mic. The reason I thought he had a double mustache is because Kenneth Branagh had a double one in The Haunting of Venice.
Yeah, he has the double.
Can you describe what
W.
a double mustache is?
It's
you
almost
double
angelic
W?
in nature. Imagine if a Final Fantasy character had a mustache.
That doesn't help me at all. How is there two mustaches? Help me.
I
didn't see any of these fucking Kenneth Branagh ones because I'm always on vacation when we watch them.
I'm posting it in chat right now.
Yeah, it is like imagine if when you do the curve up, then it does another curve up, kind of.
That's a layered,
two W.
Is this real?
Like this is like.
This
like
is a layer. This is what he had in A Haunting of Venice.
It's kind of Wario-esque now that I think about it. Actually.
It's kind of Wario-esque.
It's kind of Wario-esque. A kind of Wario mustache. Yeah.
That noise, listeners, is me taking a big fucking sip of my drink. Holy shit! What is that?
He apparently had it in all of the Poirot films of that trilogy, and we just never talked about it before this moment right now.
Yeah. I don't think this looks good.
You don't think this looks good? You don't think the double mustache works?
Listeners, look at the double mustache with us. I don't think it looks good.
Okay, if you Google the exact words I Googled were Hercule Poirot double mustache, you will see Kenneth Branagh's interpretation of it. And that's the guy I know, Ben. That's my friend Hercule Poirot. He posted the Sir Duché version.
Yeah, because we're all fucking DM each other the entire time we're doing this podcast. It's important for you to know.
Yeah, listen. I have to hold back my memes. There's a whole dam being held back every time we podcast because my phone pops off.
Well, I literally didn't notice that line, so I'm just gonna pretend he has a normal mustache and carry on with my life.
Okay, I actually just straight up.
Fine.
I have the PDF in front of me. I just Controlled F the word double. There's no mention of this. This is only because of A Haunting in Venice. Kenneth Branagh has actively affected my enjoyment of this book now.
He's reverse incepted you.
He's reverse incepted me, and I think we should take him down, all of us.
That's fucking crazy. Can we? I can't do it. You guys have to do it. I can't take him out. I have too much affection for the 1993 Much Ado About Nothing. I can't take him out.
Damn. Okay.
I'm looking at my notes here. I've got a couple more highlighted sexism moments from Dr. Shepard.
Yeah, fucking lay it out here, man. Let's get some more sexism.
Let's get him.
He describes another woman that they meet, Elsie Dale, and he describes the internal monologue from Dr. Shepard is Elsie Dale was a big, fair girl with a pleasant but slightly stupid face.
Damn, shit, yo.
This guy. I hate how he talks
She answered
about
our
women.
questions readily enough and showed much distress and concern at the loss of the money. Just like, oh my goodness,
This
man.
dude sucks.
This is really funny.
How did I not absorb any of this? All this was, I read the same book all of us did, and I simply just went, yeah, he's sexist, and then moved on.
I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, encountered in my life maybe more sexism than both of you put together. So
I don't know, Ben. Let's talk about that. Let's Ben, you're on my side now.
All right, let's talk about something else. They
I'm not
going to
do that.
Funny. They say clue like a CLEW. I think that's pretty funny.
It's fun.
You just refuse to know what it's fun. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's funny. There's a dude from Cranchester, which doesn't sound like a real place, and I refuse to Google it to find out.
Damn, man. Hell yeah.
I also
Sorry
started,
if you're from Cranchester and it's real.
No, it's not. Sorry, okay, keep going, man.
Going through my notes. I was just checking my notes here while we were trying to get back on track. That's all. Another note I had here was kind of about Poirot's investigative style. Something I noticed is that sometimes he'll ask somebody a question, and when they don't directly answer the question, instead of continuing to press them on it, he will just ask them a different question.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. I've kind of noticed this a little bit. That, like, at one point, the quote I had highlighted here was when kind of near the end where he and Shepard are talking through the whole case, and Poirot says, "Why was Blunt so certain in his own mind that it was Raymond with Mr. Ackroyd at 9:30? He explained that," I said. This is Shepard talking. And then Poirot responds, "You think so? I will not press the point. Tell me instead, what were Ralph Patton's reasons for disappearing?" And then they continue to talk about, Ralph Patton. So if he's just like, "Interesting, you won't answer my question? Okay, I'll go on to the next thing," right?
Mm-hmm.
I just find that fascinating.
Refusing to answer is part of your answer. Yeah.
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 I also like early on where he's like asking questions about the scene, and he's like, "Oh, doctor, you're observant. Like, tell me this stuff about the body." And then he's like, "Okay, can you tell me about the room?" The doctor's like, "Oh, I don't know."
Mm-hmm.
And Poirot's like, "That's fine. That's not your job. I'll ask somebody whose job it is." And he asks the butler.
Yeah, and then they get the butler. Yeah.
And so he's like, "You see, I've got to ask different experts about their field to find out what they noticed and what they're paying attention to." And I thought that was a fun little detail that is something I do agree with. If you want to know,
that was really
ask
good.
the butler.
Yeah, I really like that bit. I also enjoy the exchange he had when he wanted the doctor to talk to Major Blunt. He was like, "Hell yeah, ask him questions, but don't seem like you're asking that question. And look at his reaction. It doesn't matter what he says. Just look at his reaction. You do this, right?" And then the doctor's like, "Huh, what?" And then he's like, "All right, I gotta go." And then he just leaves. I love the idea that, like, Poirot's like, he can definitely handle this. And meanwhile, the doctor's like, "I don't know how to talk to another man. All I know is how to be sexist towards women."
All I know is how to complain internally about my shrew sister.
My really cool shrew sister.
Guy.
I wish Caroline was here. I kind of want her to be she's dope as fuck. Book about her. Agatha. Hey, Agatha.
Wake up.
Hey.
Wake up.
Pick up.
Can Caroline be Poirot's partner instead?
Yeah.
Put her in the sidekick compendium.
Just like, "Oh, you remind me of my friend, so you're helping me now." And also maybe just because, like, I know you cannot have committed the murder out of all of the people involved because of the alibi situation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yeah. I hope that... Now that you mentioned that Ralph Patton's dead, I'm just like, damn, what if he's dead?
He could be dead.
He could be dead.
He didn't take any of his shit with him.
Yeah,
like,
he
all of
might
his
be
luggage
dead.
is still at the inn. Nobody knew he was there except for all of the servants and anyone who was paying attention. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's possible he hasn't turned up yet. It would have been in his best interest to turn up sooner rather than later. I guess. But, like, what if he's dead?
Where do you think the body is then?
It could be anywhere. It's the fucking countryside.
Oh, okay. I really thought my fault. Shit.
Yeah, just drop that shit in a lake. What are they gonna do?
Go in the lake.
I did kind of like when Poirot finally gets through to Flora during that dinner conversation where he's like, "Listen," he's like, "I know you're probably trying to protect Ralph, but you gotta tell him if you are in contact with him and you know a way to get a hold of him, you gotta tell him to show up sooner rather than later, because it doesn't look good for him to not be here."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh." And he's like, until it could be too late. And she's like, "Too late?" And that, like, actually kind of gets her and maybe convinces her. Whether she actually has a way to contact him or not remains to be seen. But that does seem to
She's
actually...
like, very well, I'll announce our engagement in the paper tomorrow. And everyone is like,
That's true.
whoa, Flora, don't do that.
Everybody's
Please
like, hang
wait.
on.
And, like, Dr. Sexton is like, hey, Hector, can you stop her? And he's like, nope, she's doing the right thing, and I'll stand by whatever she wants.
Mhm.
I'm
I
like,
do.
dude, you're the protagonist of a different book.
I do love Poirot. Like once Flora says no, he just like turns around to the rest of the room and be like, "All right, everybody, anyone else? All of you, please, please let me know where Ralph Patton is. If anyone here knows, tell me now." I do like the immediate pivot. It was very funny to me.
Like I
all
said,
right, I
if he
believe
doesn't get
her,
an answer from
onwards.
somebody, he just goes to the next question.
Yeah, God, he might be a good detective.
He might have something. Also, I like when Shepard visits him and he's making hot chocolate for himself.
I didn't know that was his favorite drink.
King
I did.
shit.
I could
I don't
really.
know if it's his favorite necessarily. Does he say that? I just noticed that he was drinking.
I don't know
it.
anymore, man. The last time I thought something was said in the fucking thing is about the double mustache. I'm pretty. I thought.
do-
Oh yes,
have
it does. I pulled it up here. Yep, it says he himself was engaged in brewing a hot chocolate. It was a favorite beverage of his. I discovered later.
Thank
There you
fucking God, bro. I needed something. I need some sort of win when it comes to Agatha
his
McChristie.
chocolate pot. I definitely remember, like, one of the early rumors that Caroline has managed to collect about their mysterious neighbor, Mr. Poirot, is that he may own a vacuum cleaner.
He may own
Which
a
is
vacuum
gossip
cleaner.
back then.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Quite a wealthy man if he owns a vacuum cleaner, one of these new inventions.
He's gonna have to plug it into his wall.
Woo! Very exciting.
Ooh. I'm excited.
Well, yeah. I think that's kind of like the main bulk of things here for this segment.
Yeah, I think we got a little scattered, but
I think I lost my goddamn
about.
mind somewhere along the way. I got so distracted.
Yeah, we cursed Tiago.
No, here's what it is that like whenever I think this happens to everybody in society where like you watch multiple interpretations of a character and then your brain kind of just throws them into a blender and blends it all up. My brain was imagining the Hercule Poirot from the TV series, but with the double mustache from the Kenneth Branagh series. And then I just inserted that mental character into the book as I was reading it, despite the fact that they never mentioned the fact that he has a double mustache. All they really mention is the fact that he's for sure not French. He's Belgian.
Yep.
Belgian.
And
He's
he
Belgian.
owns a vacuum cleaner.
And he owns a vacuum cleaner. Now,
see,
Yeah,
I
and he
didn't
likes hot
watch
chocolate.
the Kenneth Branagh
So there we go. We
at
got three
all.
things.
So
it's kind
I'm
of
free.
it's kind of crazy because I thought that I thought Death on the Nile was okay.
Oh man, it looked so bad.
Oh,
dude.
okay,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I can't go. I cannot go on this journey
this
with you.
is a different
Visually-
podcast episode.
That is a different podcast episode. I know that when it comes to special effects, Ben wants it to look good. Meanwhile, I'm over here in like Tokusatsu land being like, I expect CGI to look like shit constantly.
No. I want to be absolutely clear. Something like a tokusatsu show, I'm fully on board. I don't care then, right? Because I'm having fun. Death on the Nile, I had to look at Gal Gadot, which was not particularly, did not make me enthusiastic to watch that
that's
movie.
fair.
Yeah, and also it was filmed, I believe, during the height of COVID, so everything was green screened in. Everybody was like 90% of them were just green screened into everything. They go to the pyramids and it looks like they're walking in like, like an old style, like a point and click adventure game where like the sprite is just in front of the background moving back and forth.
Yeah.
They looked like that. Like they were just
Yeah.
like cardboard cutouts walking in
but
front
not
of
in,
the
like, a
pyramids.
Charming way, huh?
No. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, listen, as usual with these special effects discussions, they probably were just not given enough time to do a good job on it, or the shots weren't constructed in such a way that you could make something good out of them, right? Because, good special effects is both a combination of, good set design combined with good green screen work, combined with good special effects, combined with like planning how your shot's going to look so that when you put it all together, it looks cohesive. And a lot of times if you just shoot a person in front of a green screen and go, I don't know, we'll figure it out in post, then you end up with Death on the Nile.
Real quick, I just want...
Also, they changed that story drastically from the original, so...
Yes. I just want to real quick...
And they give the most insane backs... I'm sorry, I keep...
Hey, guess what, everybody?
Holy shit, we worked on that.
We are, in fact, doing a podcast about it. Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, let me be perfectly clear. I just want to defend my tokusatsu cred real quick. When I said CGI in a tokusatsu, what I mean to say is that I've seen some shit CGI in tokusatsu look at King Oger, and therefore
I was gonna say, we watched King Oger.
Therefore, my bar is so low that even if it looks sort of passable, my response is like, okay, fine, and then I move on.
The fact that King Oger was not, like, the worst tokusatsu I've ever watched, like, by, like, I would say, like, an okay margin is insane, because that shit was all green screen.
Yeah, no, hey...
They had, like, 2 sets built.
That's true. This is not the Sentai episode. This is Agatha Christie. I will be the one to rate us back in.
Okay, it's your turn.
All right. Not so easy, is it, champ?
Ben, help! Help!
Oh shit, he's fucking drowning all the podcast. I'm so sorry, listeners. I am so sleep deprived. I can't.
Low key,
we can.
I really
20 minutes before
here.
I'm enjoying this.
Any last predictions? Does anybody want to guess at the murderer or anything like that, or is it you think it's too early?
I've already called Ralph being dead as my called shot.
Yes,
Ralph's dead already.
True.
I think that's an interesting one, even if it doesn't end up happening. I think it's got merit.
I don't have a prediction. I just have an overall comment about this, which is simply one. I think that just reading this has been a very pleasant experience because the chapters have been so short. It is really, Ben, you nailed it when you were like, it goes down smooth. Because every time I'm like drinking my coffee in the morning, I have my sun lamp in front of me. I read a chapter of Agatha Christie, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is the life. This feels very nice.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say was, and I've completely forgotten it. Ben, what were you about to say?
I mean, I guess as far as predictions, I guess it's hard to say. I think we haven't gotten enough on the personal secretary.
Raymond Animal Crossing.
Raymond Animal Crossing.
He is a little too cheerful.
It's Raymond.
Yeah, I would love a little more detail on him just to see if he's involved or not. Maybe if we're talking... Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to figure out if there's a way to link him to Ursula the maid in any way. But, he's the personal secretary, not the butler of the house. So that would be Parker. So less likely that he, is directly involved with her, but who knows? Other than that, like the story at this point, obviously we're halfway through. We've still got enough moving pieces where almost anybody could have done it yet.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, to be perfectly clear, I think that includes our narrator too. I don't think he's off the hook. I think it's not impossible for him to just not narrate the part where where he did a killing, and him kind of not wanting Poirot to be around and being annoyed at him a bit while still being like strangely compelled with him. I don't know. He's obviously very, very close to him, so maybe it doesn't quite make sense. But who knows? We've obviously dealt with Columbo villains in the past who love to just kind of bother the detective. So it's not impossible here. I have no idea where the some of this other evidence, that has come up will like click into place. I think the ring is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Given everything we know with Flora and Major Blunt. I still don't think Major Blunt did it. And I don't think Flora did it.
What if the ring he gave to another girl?
Oh.
What if he's married another girl and that's the trouble he's in?
Sure.
Because now he can't marry his cousin. Now, they're not blood related.
Yeah.
So, I guess.
Flora seems like she's doing this marriage out of obligation, but yet she does seem honorable enough to, like, stick by it and stick up for Ralph.
Yeah.
It's kind of the vibes we've got here. So Ralph could have done something else, but I don't think he would have murdered. So, again, it just seems too obvious, and Poirot has explicitly removed him from the picture too. So,
also just bad plan if he plans to inherit. I would do something else.
Right. Yeah. So I guess we'll have to find out next time and see what comes of this story. So yes, that'll do it for us this week, folks. As always, you can keep up with the show via our website, updatedautopsy.report, which has links to everything we do and all of our social media accounts. And of course, we always have our YouTube channel with features and many of our Let's Plays and other fun videos, that sort of thing. youtube.com/@Yotseben. You can follow me on Blue Sky under the username Yotseben. Tiago, where can people find you?
You can find me at Tiago Time on Blue Sky. I have a headache, and I will be taking a nice shower after this. I think maybe I'm ill.
Oh, I hope not.
Me too, but my body is saying otherwise. I'll pass the baton.
All right, Rose?
Oh, shit, I'm dropping the baton. Ah, fuck! The baton's on the floor. You can find me at Rose Nonsense on Blue Sky. I almost said Twitter. That's how tired I am. That's how sleep deprived I am. There's no such thing as Twitter anymore.
Something's happening to Boston Water. They put something in there and it's killing both me and Rose.
Where can you find me? When does this episode come out? Let's see here.
This will come out the 24th of February.
24th of February.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You will not find out where I am yet, so you know what? You're
so
just gonna find me. I don't know. Where can you find me? A duck hit the window at work at my job. Duck just slammed into the window. That's where you can find me. Is just looking at that window. It left duck imprint on the window.
Rose was that duck.
I was the duck, or maybe Tiago was the duck. Given how this episode is
real
going
metaphor
for both of us.
For life there, ducks running into windows.
Yeah, so you can find me like a duck just smashing into the window of your local cultural institution and falling around and flopping about on the floor.
Are you more of a Donald Duck or a Daffy Duck?
I'm more of a Donald Duck.
Damn.
Sometimes we have to look deep inside ourselves and see whether we're more of a Donald or a Daffy.
My roommate's been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I know now.
I think I'm more of a Daffy.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently you can find me as Donald Duck throughout the city of Boston.
yeah, that makes sense.
This
I'm a
bit
Howard.
went great today. Howard.
You son of a gun! You found him out. Oh, duh, you son of a gun.
Hey.
Are you a Donald? Are you a Daffy? Or are you a secret third thing? A Howard the Duck.
I think, listeners, that you should only listen to this episode of the podcast if you have a fever of over 100 degrees, because that's the only way it's going to make sense.
Don't do that to our poor listeners.
Save it for when you need it.
This is the Fahrenheit 451 episode. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Huh?
Thank you so much for listening. We hope that you'll rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Next time, we'll be reading through the end of The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie.
I'm really I really want to finish reading this book. I had a very fun time reading it. I think that every time I read it, I thought to myself, wow, I can't wait to read another chapter. And then we finished chapter 13. And then I was like, oh, now I got to wait for the podcast. Oh, no. But then I'm going to go back and probably read this tomorrow. That's my good official take on this. And I'm done.
Should we edit that in like earlier or
no?
Okay. Bye.
Bye.